What's cracking, guys? Bruce Matson here, your host of the show, Metro Scout Fantasy Football, and today we're going to continue with our prospect profile series, and today we're going to be covering Sam Howell, quarterback from North Carolina. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. 247 Sports had him ranked as the 6th best quarterback in the 2019 recruiting class. He currently measured in at the Senior Bowl at 6 foot, 221 pounds. He's currently 21 years old. During his freshman season, he played well. He produced. He passed for 3,641 yards and 38 touchdowns. I remember back then there was a lot of people chatting him up, saying he looked like one of the top quarterbacks for the future. Looks like a first-round pick. Now we're in 2022. It's his turn to come out for the draft, and now he's a potential first-rounder. Sophomore season, 2020, had another good year, passed for 3,586 yards and 30 touchdowns. I believe this was probably one of his best seasons of his career because he had the weapons around him. Javonte Williams was there, Michael Carter was there, Dottie Brown was there, Daz Newsome, so he had some weapons to work with. Then those weapons went on to the NFL. We had his 2021 season, and you know what? He made the best of it. Passed for 3,056 yards, 24 touchdowns. His production dipped in the passing game. However, he stepped it up by rushing for over 800 yards and 11 touchdowns. He put the team on his back and did whatever he could to win games. After losing those top shelf prospects, those weapons off the roster, he had a 71.7 adjusted completion rate. In his last 2 seasons, about 18% of his pass attempts went for 20 yards or more. He completed 43.8% of his passes while under pressure. So when he's getting blitzed, he is completing some of those passes that are going downfield. When we look at the tape, one thing you're going to notice is he's very accurate. He's very accurate on the short game, medium game, and downfield. Goes through his progressions, has a good release. And when I talk about release, he can also throw it from different angles if need be. And he can drop it a little bit, keep it high, whatever he needs to do to get it done. He's good in the pocket. He's not perfect. He might drift a little bit, may hold on to the ball a little too long at times, but he's decent. Not elite arm strength, though. He's not going to chuck it downfield like a Carson Strong, not like Malik Willis, but it's good enough. It's good enough to get the job done, but the most important part here is he has good accuracy downfield. He can pinpoint it and hit the basket while his target's in motion, which is good to see. NFL comp-wise, you can really go all over the board with this prospect. Quarterbacks are a little bit harder to comp because really there's a lot of range of scenarios with them. The one thing I want to say is a lot of people are comparing him to like the early version of Baker Mayfield. Not this year when he was hurt, but like when he was coming out of Oklahoma, first year with the Browns. I think even Mel Kiper made that comparison. And you see that a little bit in his game. The different release angles, the accuracy, the moxie in his step. They also have a similar look with the chops on the face. So I think the chops on the face is what really draws the comp for a lot of people, because when you see that in his headshot, you do think Baker Mayfield. So I think there's a little bit of bias with that, but that's what I'm seeing people comping him to. And honestly, there are some similarities. They're similar in size. I think Howell's a little thicker. But honestly, when it comes to comps, I don't like doing them anyways. But honestly, I feel like I could easily say that he's probably going to be a steady QB2 in fantasy for us. All quarterbacks have the risk of busting. It's just one of the hardest positions in all of sports. So all quarterbacks have that risk. But when I look at them, upside to floor, bottoming out, and most likely range of scenarios, especially if he's a starter for a long period of time, I feel like he's going to be a steady QB2. He gives you a little bit of rushing production. He's not a Konami code type of quarterback. He's not going to pick it up and rush all the time. He's more of like a scrambler. He may get you 10, 15, 20 rushing yards per game at the next level. I don't see him booking it for 800 yards. In high school, he was rushing it a good bit. However, at the next level, things are going to be a little bit different. Them defensive ends are a little bit quicker. He's not going to be able to run with it as much. But I feel like that rushing production is going to allow him to be a steady QB2, which take with that what you want. That might make him a little bit overpriced in Superflex depending on where he's going in drafts, if he's going to be a top 5 guy or not. However, the upside is he just develops a little bit more and becomes a long-term, low-end QB1, mid-tier QB1 type guy. That's in the range of outcomes, but I feel like if you're going to place your bet, QB2, solid, steady QB2, fluttering up and down the rankings, and that's pretty much what it's going to be. Also, the risk of busting is in the range of outcomes, but I throw that in with just about any quarterback because it's the toughest position in all the sports. I feel like he's semi-safe because he has good accuracy, decent decision making. He can sometimes make some mistakes, but on average, he's pretty good with the football. I like him. I like him for what he is. I'm not expecting him to be gangbusters at the next level, but I think he can hold it down for a bit. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in this draft. But that's all I got today on Sam Howell. Quick rookie draft profile, going over the basics. If you liked what you heard, if you don't want to miss another episode, you better hit that subscribe button because I'm rolling out content left and right. Every subscription matters, fuels me to keep putting out this work, doing the film grinding, doing the metrics, and everything else. Again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you next time.